It's a toxic thing that people are doing. It's this looking for people that are bad and looking for things that are wrong.
It was announced by the organizing committee that the situation would be reversed, and they asked white student, staff, and faculty not to come to campus.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know them, but when I see stories about them or interviews with them or any weird controversy that happens with them, I'm almost like, I think the guy just got overwhelmed.
Joe Rogan just dropped a truth bomb on Hollywood. He says woke culture's turned Tinseltown into a toxic mess where you can't say anything without getting attacked. And guess what? Hollywood's fuming. So you think Hollywood's all about glitz and glamour? Think again. There's a war going on behind the cameras, and it's changing everything you watch. The real question is, who's winning, and what does it mean for the movies you love? Joe Rogan's not just talking about the death of comedy. He's exposing a whole new playbook in Hollywood, and you won't believe who's writing it. According to Rogan, it's not the studio execs or the directors calling the shots anymore. It's the universities. Yeah, you heard that right. Those ivory towers are pumping out radical ideologies faster than Hollywood can churn out superhero movies. And these ideas, they're not just staying on campus, they're seeping into every script, every character, every plotline you see on screen. But what happens if you don't play by these new rules? Just ask Brett Weinstein. This professor dared to speak out against a policy that excluded white students from campus. The result? A full-on backlash that makes Hollywood drama look tame. It's a real-life example of what happens when you don't toe the line in this new woke world. Rogan's not pulling any punches when he talks about the new Hollywood formula. It's all about likable, inoffensive characters now. Gone are the days of flawed, complex characters like those played by Chevy Chase. Remember when characters could be consistently inconsistent and we loved them for it? Now, it's like everyone on screen has to pass a purity test. But here's the kicker. This sanitized version of entertainment isn't just boring, it's killing creativity. Rogan points out that the last R-rated comedy to hit it big was Free Guy in 2021, and even that was PG-13. The edgy, politically incorrect humor that used to have us rolling in the aisles?
It's a toxic thing that people are doing. It's this looking for people that are bad and looking for things that are wrong. Like, I don't know them, but when I see stories about them or interviews with them or any weird controversy that happens with them, I'm almost like, I think the guy just got overwhelmed.
It's gone extinct. And it's not just Rogan saying this. Other creators in the industry are feeling the heat too. Todd Phillips, the guy behind The Hangover, put it bluntly, all the focusing funny guys are like, "Fuck this because I don't want to offend you." It's like comedy's walking on eggshells, and the shells are getting thinner every day. You'd think being woke would protect you from the mob, right? Wrong. Rogan's spilling the tea on why no one's safe in this new world order, not even the people pushing it. What if the very thing meant to make Hollywood more inclusive is actually silencing everyone? Joe Rogan's not pulling any punches when it comes to cancel culture. He's painting a picture of a world where everyone's walking on eggshells, afraid to speak their mind. And it's not just the comedians and filmmakers feeling the heat. Even the wokest of the woke are looking over their shoulders. Rogan's got a theory about this whole mess. He says, how many people would be canceled because of it? How bad would the studio get protested? It's like Hollywood's playing a game of hot potato with controversy, and nobody wants to get burned. But here's where it gets really wild. Rogan thinks this woke movement is gonna eat itself alive.
It was announced by the organizing committee that the situation would be reversed, and they asked white student, staff, and faculty not to come to campus.
So like older liberals, there's like the type that like is like an old hippie and is like, oh man, that was cool, you did that. And then there's types that look at you like,
why? Because no one is ever woke enough. It's like a never-ending game of one-upmanship, and sooner or later, everyone's gonna lose. And straight white men, Rogan's warning they might end up on the endangered species list, at least when it comes to having a voice. He's worried that if we keep giving in to the demands of woke culture, it'll get to a point where straight white men might not be allowed to talk at all. Now, you might be thinking, but Joe, you're talking right now, what's the problem? And you'd be right, Rogan's got a massive platform and he's using it to speak his mind. But that's exactly why people are listening to him. He's not playing by the rules of the woke game. Rogan's audience is growing, and it's not hard to see why. In a world where everyone's afraid to say the wrong thing, he's out there saying whatever he wants. People see him as a voice of reason in a sea of political correctness gone mad. But it's not all smooth sailing for Rogan. He's faced his fair share of backlash. Critics say he's got it easy, that he can speak freely while others can't. But Rogan's not backing down. He's built his own independent platform, and he's using it to keep the conversation going.
It's not a way that human beings would ever communicate in one-on-one. I mean, I try to communicate with people the same way online as I would if they were right in front of me. Looking for wrong speak. It's very toxic. It's toxic for the people that are doing it. It's toxic for the people that are receiving it. A really uncomfortable person. It's almost like too many people paid attention to him for too long, and it freaked him out.
If you think the culture war is bad in Hollywood, wait till you hear about our schools. Joe Rogan's got some wild stories about kids identifying as cats and hissing at each other. What's going on in our classrooms? Rogan's not just talking about movies anymore. He's shining a spotlight on how woke culture's seeping into every corner of society, especially our schools. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. Picture this, students dressing up as cats, hissing at each other in the hallways. Sounds like a bad Halloween party, right? But according to Rogan, this is actually happening in some schools. He's painting a picture of classrooms turned into woke battlegrounds, where kids are encouraged to explore their animal identities, instead of, learning math and science. But it gets worse. Rogan's sounding the alarm on something that's got parents across the country freaking out. He says some schools are keeping moms and dads in the dark about their kids' gender identity decisions. Imagine your 12-year-old making life-altering choices without you even knowing about it. That's the reality Rogan's exposing. And who's behind all this? Rogan points the finger at activist teachers. He says they're using their classrooms as personal soapboxes, pushing their ideologies onto impressionable young minds. It's like they're trying to create a new generation of woke warriors, and they're starting young. But here's where it gets really messed up. Rogan's worried that kids are being pushed toward irreversible decisions about their gender identity without fully understanding what they're getting into. He's not mincing words when he says, these are kids. It's a reminder that we're dealing with young, developing minds here, not adults who can make fully informed choices. Rogan's not alone in his concerns. He shared a story about a friend's son who got exposed to all this woke stuff at school, but instead of buying into it, the kid went the other way. He ended up rejecting the whole ideology. It's like the harder they push, the more some kids are pushing back. Joe Rogan's not backing down, folks. He's like a thorn in Hollywood's side, poking at their woke agenda, and they just can't shake him off. Why? Because he's built his own empire. He doesn't need their approval or their paychecks, and that's what makes him dangerous to them. Rogan's on a mission to expose the crazy stuff woke culture's pushing. He's not afraid to call it like he sees it, even when the Twitter mob comes for him. And they've tried, believe me. But Rogan's audience just keeps growing. People are hungry for someone who'll say what they're all thinking.